Great day for college football here at the historic L.A. Coliseum. We've got Utah State and USC. The Aggies quarterback, one of the underrated stars in the game, Chucky Keaton. He can put points on the board. Meanwhile, on the USC side, their head coach, Lane Kiffin, he and the Trojans under a lot of pressure. They need a win today. It's the Aggies and the Trojans. We've got college football coming up next. Welcome inside the L.A. Memorial Coliseum. A beautiful Southern California day. The Utah State Aggies have come on the road to take on the USC Trojans. Hi, everybody. Dave Fleming alongside David Diaz-Infante. Shelley Smith will join us here in just a moment. On paper, maybe you say, hey, this should be an easy win for USC. Not the case at all. Utah State comes in with a real chance to win this game. It's been an uneven start for the Trojans at the beginning of the year, and the Aggies have a star-studded offense led by a fantastic quarterback.
Yeah, Chucky Keaton's one of the most exciting dual-threat quarterbacks in the country that most people don't know about. He's a five-tool player at the quarterback position, and first of all, he's smart. His football IQ and his command of this offense is second to none. He knows exactly to go with the football. His moxie and poise inside the pocket and outside the pocket really separates him from the shoulders up. Then you look at his pass-first mindset. He's a tremendous athlete that can kill you with his legs, but he's always a pass-first quarterback as well. He buys time with his legs and makes big plays down the field.
Yeah, so a real challenge for USC today to handle Chucky Keaton. The good news for the Trojans is their offense has been inconsistent. Their defense has been fabulous.
Lights out is the word, and that's all because of Clancy Pendergrass and his attacking style of defense he's brought to USC. He's going to attack you from all three levels. That means tackles for a loss, sacks, and turnovers. They've done just this. This is their biggest test yet this year, and this is why Clancy Pendergrass was brought here to USC, to stop these kind of offenses in the Pac-12. Chucky Keaton's as good as you're going to see.
So we've got a heck of a matchup, we think. The Aggies of Utah State, the Trojans of USC. It's a perfect L.A. kind of day. Back to the Coliseum for the kickoff coming up next. Welcome back to the Coliseum here in L.A. Dave Fleming, David Diaz-Infante, Utah State and USC. For more on the Trojans, let's welcome in Shelley Smith. Shelley?
It has been a really, really tough couple of weeks for Lane Kiffin. His 6-year-old daughter, Landry, really upset to hear the Fire Kiffin chants as they were losing to Washington State. The next day, players came in and said they were embarrassed to go to class. He had to talk him through that. But Athletic Director Pat Hayden has stood steadfastly behind Kiffin. He said, I'm behind him all the way, 100%. He equated it to Don Mattingly with the Dodgers, who was all but fired in June and now has won the division. He said, be positive. He said, stay calm. It's early. We will bounce back.
All right, Shelley, thanks. There is Lane Kiffin, his fourth year in L.A. as the head coach of the Trojans, the head coach of Utah State. It's his first season at the helm. Matt Wells, who played quarterback for the Aggies more than a decade ago. Matt Wells taking over for Gary Anderson, who left the Aggies to become the head coach at Wisconsin. It's a Utah State program that has had a ton of success these last few years. They're 2-1 this season, believe they should be 3-0, and they believe they have a real chance to win this game today in the Coliseum. USC won the toss, and they elected to receive. So Marquise Lee and Nelson Aguilar are back deep, and the kickoff toward the end zone. It's Marquise Lee who will just take a knee, and the Trojans will have the ball for the first time at their own 25-yard line. And one of the big stories for USC, Cody Kessler, sophomore quarterback, last week was named the official full-time starting QB. He performed well against Boston College. They think he's got a chance to take off now.
Well, he certainly played like it, and I think that a lot of that has to do with the confidence of one coach put in him and what he's able to do for the rest of this team. I think the whole team has elevated their mentality in terms of their confidence, knowing that they have a guy at the helm. That'll help them tremendously.
USC with a very productive running game in the early part of the season. They've got explosive weapons at wide out. They just have not been able to get that passing game going consistently. Under center for the first offensive play of the game. Kessler with time to pass, and he throws short. The pass is dropped by Jaleel Pinner, the fullback. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And again, one of the things they were able to do last week to get Cody Kessler going was rhythm throws, getting him outside the pocket, half-field reads, off the play-action game, because their running game has been really the only effective thing going so far this year. Now with Cody Kessler back there, it looks like they'll find ways to get him easy throws, but you got to come up with those catches.
The sophomore tailback Trey Madden, number 23, who is alongside Kessler in the shotgun. He has had a great start to 2013. So on 2nd down, they will give the ball to Madden, who's got a big hole up the middle, and Trey Madden with a 1st down. 11 yards, maybe 12. 1st and 10 USC.
You see that USC offensive line, the left side coming down the double team, and Trey Madden hugging it close to the line of scrimmage. A physical runner that really does a great job of going forward and lowering his pads on contact.
3 straight 100-yard games to start the season for Madden, and you can see why. Powerful. USC's offensive line has started to play better. Marquise Lee, number 9, in motion on 1st down, and they'll give it to Madden. Another hole up the middle, and he drives forward. There's that powerful style that David's talking about. Well, Marquise Lee on the outside may be the most talented wideout in the country. They want to get him even more involved, coming off a monster year last year. He is one of our impact players.
Absolutely. Marquise Lee, one of the most dynamic wide receivers in the country, has the ability to take it to the house at any moment. And Kyler Fackrell, this kid is a player. He can rush the passer. They use him on offense. He's a dynamic pass rusher as well.
Kessler in the shotgun on 2nd down and 4. And another handoff. This time Utah State played that one very well. A gain of maybe a yard to set up 3rd down. Bucala, you see him coming off the field with the tackle. Connor Williams, one of their top defensive linemen, likely not to play today. So that guy, Paul Bucala, number 48, he's going to have to play a lot of snaps against his big USC front.
And he's got some experience there, too, and he's got good length and range at 6'5", 270 pounds. Again, it's interesting to see the matchup between this Utah State defense. So much has been talked about USC, but this Utah State defense is pretty darn good in their own right. Kessler.
So the 3rd down conversion, they'll take a look at Lee on the sideline. USC is not deep at wide receiver. Devon Flournoy is now wide left in place of Lee. Aguilar to the right. Kessler looking middle. He's got his man caught, and touchdown. Xavier Grimble, the tight end. 30 yards, and USC back in front.
Well, that's what happens when you start running the rock, get your quarterback in a rhythm. Look, he's going to pump one way. He knows he's coming back to his tight end over the middle. No one behind him. Touchdown, Xavier Grimble.
You're thin at wide receiver. Your star has to come out of the game. Marquise Lee, go to those big tight ends. And a beautiful pass from Kessler. Andre Hadari with the extra point try here. The hold, the kick is good. It's 14-7 USC. 5:13 to go in the 2nd quarter. The Trojans are back in front by 7. Well, USC, an impressive drive on offense, and the Trojans go back in front 14-7 over Utah State. 5:13 to go until halftime at the Coliseum. On a Southern California kind of day. Travis Reynolds deep to receive the kickoff for Utah State. Andre Hadari, the junior, who has made a couple of extra point kicks. He's been part of the discussion of what's going on with this USC team. A guy who a couple of years ago had a great season as a freshman. Last year got hurt, seemed to lose his confidence. Missed 2 really important kicks in the USC loss at home to Washington State, and they need him to be a little more consistent. There's been a little bit of everything for this Trojans team. The defense has been fantastic, but a 2-1 start that has been uneven. And a real test today against a good Utah State team. After the wind blew the ball off the tee, Hadari gets it re-teed. And now the kickoff. much shorter kick. And it'll be taken at about the 10-yard line. Cutting to the 20, bouncing it outside 25, and wrestled out of bounds there. The return man, Tay Glover right. Let's take one more look at that USC touchdown play.
You'll see the defense, the two safeties right here. Middle of the field is wide open. You'll see Grimble get on top of the linebacker and be wide open. And Cody Kessler does not miss the layup and puts it right on him.
The first touchdown for a USC tight end all year, and they need to get those guys more involved. Xavier Grimble, he's got a chance to be an NFL tight end. Junior from Las Vegas, his 7th catch of the year. Now Chucky Keaton, the quarterback for Utah State. And he gives the ball on the fly sweep. Maybe a design pass kind of play. There was nothing there. And the runner pushed out of bounds for a loss of a couple of yards. Ronald Butler with the carry on that fly sweep type play.
You want to talk about instinct by a young player. Look at Sua Cravens. I think it may have been a throwback to Chucky Keaton, and he was there maintaining responsibility.
Good coverage on that side, that's for sure. So second down at 12. Utah State tried a different kind of play, and it did not work. Keaton passes short left, caught by the tight end. And I don't know that the knee was down, but the team defense, team tackling, a gain of 3, maybe 4. DJ Tialavea with the catch. It's going to be third down, Utah State. Third and 8 Aggies. Approaching 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Swindle came in motion. Keaton throws middle, and it's knocked down incomplete, but a flag is thrown. Josh Shaw made the play on the ball, and he can't believe it. Intended for Travis Van Leeuwen. Here's the penalty.
Pass interference. Number 6 of the defense. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Carries an automatic first down.
So Josh Shaw with the penalty.
And you'll see him go right through the receiver. Got there just a second too early.
And the fans here are not happy with that call. They see the replay. It does give Utah State the first down, though. Keaton, little shuffle play, and he is sacked. Brought down, beautiful defense there. Devon Kennard, the senior, with the sack.
And you'll see Kennard come off the left side right here. He is going to attack the mesh point where Chucky Keaton's going to carry out the fake. Does not stop, defeats 2 blockers and getting to Chucky Keaton. Boy, he's an emotional leader of this football team. They missed him last year with the torn pec. He's back now in this system and thriving.
Yeah, Keegan Anderson, the tight end, not a real good effort with that first block. Now a screen play set up and a nice move upfield. Joe Hill with the catch and run. He gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 7. And sack was the first sack of the game on either side by Kennard. Another third down and long for Utah State.
Yeah, you'll see only 1 sack, but they've been able to get to Chucky Keaton and hit him a few times. You got to do more than that to disturb this young man. He's got a cool head.
A big play here late in the first half. Trojans would like to get the ball back, leading by 7. Keaton takes a snap. He's got time. He'll throw short, incomplete. And the defense was there anyway, I think, intended for DiMartino. Keaton a little frustrated.
Yeah, had nowhere to go with the football. Surveying the field, knew the clock was running in his head, and tried to hit his check down.
So the punt coming up. Jaron Bentrude. But Marquise Lee back in the game. That's good news for SC.
Yeah, that's good news because he is dangerous with the football in his hand as a punt returner, kickoff returner, or wide receiver.
Pressure on the punt, but Bentrude.
Kessler, and way to hang on to the football by Marquise Lee, taking a lick as he's going out of bounds.
Yeah, that was some toughness. He knew the hit was coming from Maurice Alexander, who also did a pretty good job avoiding the targeting penalty. A clean hit on Lee, but the big gain. SC on the move. The play fake. Kessler hit and dropped. The ball's on the ground. And Utah State, they think they have it. The sack and the ball came loose, and they do. The turnover gives the ball back to the Aggies. Kyler Fackrell was the guy there with some pressure.
Kyler Fackrell, he's a difference maker for Utah State. You're going to see him off the left side of your screen right here, just a pressure rush. Lane Kiffin was well aware of him. He said, hey, if we are calling his name too much, he is causing problems for us. He gets a sack and the fumble. Boy, huge turnover for Utah State. They have an opportunity right now to switch momentum of this football game.
So Fackrell, he's made a couple of really big plays already. The turnover with under 2 minutes to go until halftime gives Utah State the ball back, and they get good field position. I think Cody Kessler's got to do a better job of protecting the ball. Keaton has to protect the ball because he just got swarmed. George Uko with the sack of Chucky Keaton.
Big George Uko right here in the middle of your screen right there to the left. You're going to see him. Just great takeoff. Mental mistake by the offensive line, goes unblocked and makes the tackle on Chucky Keaton.
And that is not supposed to happen with all the experience up front for the Aggies. That offensive line is having its problems. Second down and long, 2nd and 15 after the sack. Keaton throws and incomplete. Again, he threw a fastball to Brandon Swindle, who tried to make the dive and the catch, could not do it. A lot of these 3rd and long plays today for the Aggies.
That is not where you want to live against this USC defense.
Clock stopped on the incompletion. So 1:13 to go until halftime. 3rd and 15. They need to get well into USC territory down to the 44. Matson in motion. Keaton back to pass. Steps up. And is he going to run? No, he'll throw. Incomplete. Trying to hit the tailback Joe Hill, but it's 4th down.
And you see the escapability of Chucky Keaton right there, buying time. Again, not able to put the ball on his running back. Would have had the first down right there. USC's defense holds.
Yeah, what a series and a sequence by that SCD. After the turnover, gave the Aggies a real good opportunity. 3 and out. Angled punt. Lee will signal fair catch and make it right near the 25. Saturday Night Football presented by Windows. There are 2 games available nationally. Michigan, UConn, or Kansas State, Texas. Tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC or ESPN3. Check your local listings for which game is airing in your area on ABC.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 24 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So that penalty against the Trojans. USC would have had the ball at their own 25-yard line with 1 minute and 1 second to go until halftime. That may take the decision away from Lane Kiffin. We'll see if USC just plays it conservatively here and tries to get into halftime. The field position will not be ideal.
Personal fouls, 2 of them last week, second one here today. Unnecessary roughness. Young teams learn how to play smart, how to win games.
Now, Cody Kessler, he's made some very nice throws. The turnover was a little sloppy on the sack, but Kessler has played well for the Trojans. First down. We'll see if SC just keeps the ball on the ground. They do. Handoff right side running. And a short gain out to the 15. Let's go back to the studio and Robert Flores.
Michigan State 3-0 visiting 2-1 Notre Dame. They're down 3-0 until Connor Cook hooks up with McGarrett Kings Jr. Spartans leading on the road 7-3 late first half.
All right, thanks, Robert. Very interesting game with a couple of good defenses on the field in that one. We've seen some really impressive defense on both sides, but I think particularly here from SC.
Yeah, as good as advertised, because we know how potent this Utah State offense can be, keeping it in check so far.
Well, SC being very conservative here, content, I think, just to go into the halftime locker room with the 7-point lead. Utah State not taking timeouts. And the fans aren't that happy about it. High expectations here in LA. They're used to big-time offense. I think overall, though, they have to be pretty pleased with the way the first half went.
Anytime you got a lead going in a halftime, you got to be pleased with that. And I think Cody Kessler's really finding rhythm. He's throwing some nice footballs, managing the game very well for USC.
Utah State will get the ball to start the second half. Shelly Smith downstairs with Lane Kiffin. Shelly?
Lane, you knew you were going to have a tough ball game. What do you, I know you got to take away the long plays and defensively, but offensively, what do you need to do better to crack this open?
Well, I thought we were going there for a little bit, and unfortunately hit a big play and then turned the ball over there. Got beat for the sack, caused fumble. So we just got to play better. We're having too many penalties and continue to play good on defense the way we are, not give up the big play, and we're up by 7 right now.
Right. Trey Madden was a Wildcat quarterback in high school. He was effective against Washington State. This one didn't work so well, but might we see it in the second half?
We might. You know, unfortunately, he dropped the ball. He's never done that, and so there are kids, it happens sometimes. So we got to go back, adjust, and play well in the second half. This is a team that has started really fast in the first quarter that we're playing against. So I'm glad how we finished the first quarter.
Great. Thanks so much, Lane.
And thank you, Shelly. Halftime score: USC 14, Utah State 7. When we come back, the studio will catch you up on everything at halftime after these messages.